And welcome to episode 6 of It's Beer O'Clock with Bierski with special guest Mertz Collectibles. How is everyone doing tonight? I'm glad you're all here. Let's start talking some Pokemon.
Sounds good. Great to be here.
Right on, Mertz. How you doing, buddy?
I'm feeling good. I see Professor Oak in the chat, Mr. Walrus, Ponga. Geez, dude, Chef 9954 wasn't able to make it, but great people in the chat so far. It's
Yeah,
good to
here
see
we
you
go.
guys.
Slam with
E-Unit.
parties. I'll have to catch up later, homies. December Chef Life. What up, Bierski? What up, Mertz? How's it going, Chef? Sorry you can't make it tonight. I know you're cooking. You're cooking hard. So, just keep it going. Keep it going, Chef.
I love how we've got like so many different types of careers in the hobby. Like we got chefs, we've got pharmacists. We've just got all kinds of people with different.
Yeah,
careers.
man.
It's pretty cool. We all have this common thing together.
Yeah, that's cool.
Awesome.
It does bring us all together. It definitely does do that. There's tons of different hobbies, job descriptions for a lot of people. I was talking to someone today, actually, E-Unit, about work, which is funny considering like we really don't know each other outside of Pokemon, and we just started talking about what we do for work, which is really cool.
It is awesome.
Let's see, we got Mr. Walrus. Let's go. Professor Oak showing the love in here. I love it, Oak. This is good stuff. Yeah, welcome to the Twas the Night Before Beer Miss stream. This may or may not be the last stream for It's Beer O'Clock this year. I am going to Canada for a week the day after Christmas, so that's when that next live is supposed to fall, but I might squeeze something in next week. We'll see. What do you got going on for Christmas, Mertz?
Christmas, we're just staying in town. I'm gonna go and spend it at the wife's in-laws.
Nice.
Not the wife's in-laws, my in-laws. So in the suburbs of Chicago, so staying close to home.
Relatively close, yeah.
Yeah.
Good for you. Good. That's awesome. So we got Ponga in here. Gonna have to watch this tomorrow. Have a great live. Thanks for being here, Ponga. I appreciate it. I really do appreciate you. E-Unit, Chef, send pics, please. And then we have Mertz is the GOAT. You heard it here, everyone. Mertz is the GOAT.
I love Ponga. I got the Ponga face reveal before anybody else did. I met him and was buying a couple cases off of him, and he lives in the suburbs of Chicago, close to me. So we'd meet up. We had lunch one time. We met up in a Menards parking lot another time. I was buying cases off of him. So I got the Ponga experience. I got the
Ponga
exclusive
experience
first look
earlier. That's awesome. Yeah. That's real awesome. So there's a lot of you guys that live in Chicago, and there is a Chicago Collecticon, and I'm very excited to come out and see all of you guys.
Super excited for that. Somebody's got to throw a party. Not going to be me because I got the newborn coming, but somebody better be throwing a party.
Absolutely. That's how it should go. So what do we got going on in the world of Pokemon for you, Mertz? What do you got going on now? Like you said, you got the baby coming soon, but I'm sure you're still focusing a little bit on Pokemon and grinding away. What do you got going on for us?
I am. Yeah, I've actually started to ramp it up recently a little bit with my buying. Something that I've struggled with, or not struggled with, but something that I've wanted to work on in terms of my Pokemon business, or whatever, if you want to call it a business. It kind of is, but just my Pokemon goal is to buy more consistently. I found in the past that I bought in just giant splurges. I'll spend a few grand and buy everything at once, and then send it all off for grading. And then it was kind of sporadic, but I've been really trying to get into more buying consistently, submitting consistently, having stuff like a steady stream of stuff coming in. So I've really kind of ramped it up a little bit recently, and I've just been buying a few different collections on auctions that I found on eBay, making some deals, selling some stuff. Made my first Facebook Marketplace
Nice.
flip. So I bought that Brandon Baker posted in the Discord. Those Pokemon Center 151 ETBs, got those and just flipped them. Quick little arbitrage for some cash on Facebook Marketplace. I've been buying some. Yeah, I just got one case.
Perfect.
So I didn't have time. I think I was at work and I couldn't do the whole credit card like switch and get a second account. But got that quick flip there. Bought a lot of Master Balls and just got those grades back. Did pretty well with those grades, and I've been selling those 10 PSA 10 Master Balls. What else do I have going on? Yeah, just moving and shaking. So I really tried to ramp it up, and I think that I'm going to make a bigger push and continue this push when I'm on paternity leave. I'm going to have 10 weeks of obviously
Nice.
spend a lot of time with the baby and the wife, obviously, but I'm sure he's going to be hopefully sleeping at some point, and I kind of plan to do a lot of sourcing, buying, and selling during that time too.
Nice. That's awesome, man. I'm glad to
What about
hear.
you? What is going on in your Pokemon world? Have you been ramping it up, buying and selling? Have you been keeping a steady stream? What's going on with you?
So I've been ramping up a little bit. I've been listing a lot of singles. I have a lot of singles that are just I just need to add photos for on eBay and list them. I got the grades pop for a 58 card submission today. Had some vintage, modern, a little bit of everything in there. I got my Neo premium file grades back, so that's what I've been waiting for. Sent them to CGC. They were clean. I think all the premium files I got Gem Mints or Pristines on, so I'm pretty excited about that.
Nice.
It's a Typhlosion and all those guys. That was exciting. Sent some. I don't know if you know. There's a card that came with the pre-order in person in Japan. If you went to the Pokemon Center when you ordered Scarlet and Violet, pre-ordered it, it was like the 3 starter Pokemon on like this really cool prism like card, and the reverse side was just like there was a code on it they have to use by I think the end of this year. But it's like a little pre-order bonus card.
Really? Not familiar.
Yeah,
with
so I had 10 of them. So I ordered the SVP 001s, and 10 of those came with it. So I've been holding on to them. That was in February. Like it's the first time that I had them. So I've been holding on to them. And I sent them all to CGC. So I got, I think, 3 Gem Mints, and the rest got destroyed. I got some 8.5s, a bunch of 9.5s. I got quite a few 9.5s on this latest sub, which was interesting. But I guess that's how it goes. I think it was like 20 Pristines and 25 Gem Mints, and then the rest was just like all over the place. I have another submission coming in. I also need to get better at sourcing cards, like how you just said about sourcing the cards like more steadily and not all in one go, because it's almost like once you get like a whole bunch of cash back, you're like, all right, well, I need to like use all this cash now and figure out how I'm gonna like get it flipping again, and then you're not liquid anymore. So I'm kind of feeling that a little bit right now. So I'm starting to get everything back, and I'm not in a bad spot, but it's just a spot that I'd rather be having more flow. And I kind of want to do what you're saying. It's just like buy slowly, or not more slowly, but buy more regularly, and then just continue to pump out that way.
And I've been doing a good job with that the last month or so. But for me, it's just been a thing of time this year. It's been I got married in May. Found out my wife is pregnant shortly thereafter. Honeymoon, my job has been crazy. I got a promotion this year, and it's been extremely busy. Just haven't had time, and I've really just made the time lately to start sourcing stuff. And I'm like, I need to just keep this going steady. So I've got a steady stream coming in. So
how did you just staying up later? You're using time like breaks at work. That's it, staying up later. So that's
staying up a little later. Getting a little bit less sleep. I don't have a job currently. Like when it's slower, any job when it's slower, you can pop on eBay for a second. But right now, for the past 4 to 6 months, I don't have a second during the day where I maybe can answer a Discord question quickly, but I can't source during the day. I've been working late, so just staying up night, laying in bed, scrolling through eBay, looking for some auctions. I've found some pretty cool stuff on eBay. I was talking about it. I don't know if it was in my stream a couple days ago, but I was talking about how all these collections on eBay always seem to go for just inflated prices, and I could never find good deals. But I really kind of stuck with it, and I've been checking these auctions on eBay, and I've been finding some kind of lower to mid tier, couple $100, just random collections that have turned out to be pretty good.
And that's what I was always like. Every time I look at the collections on there, I feel the same way. Like everything's super inflated.
So
it
rockets up
the
like
diamond in the roughs.
Exactly. Like it'll rocket up at the last second. It'll be $700. And be like, oh, this is nice. I'll bid $975 is my max bid, and you would be sitting there watching it with rubbing your hands together, like waiting for that ending, and it just shoots up to $1,700, and you're like, cool. Like, I wasted my time kind of looking through this and seeing what I would bid for it. So, but I've kind of, I guess I'm spilling the sauce here a little bit. There's not much sauce. Maybe I've just got lucky. There's no sauce here, but like I found some success on eBay and these kind of 150, even 75, 100, 150, $200, just random kind of mixture collections that I found on eBay and
Nice.
just doing the obvious things. People that, finding accounts that don't sell graded cards, find an account like that, take bad pictures, bad descriptions, you get to the 11th picture and you see a just something that kind of catches your eye. Okay, that's a $30 card sticking out of there. The current bid's at 45. I see a card that's $30 there. Everything's in stacks. You can't really tell what's going on, but take a quick chance on something that's poking out, hoping that there'll be a couple other things together. So I've had a nice little, what we've got behind me right here is kind of the effects of that. So I found something the other day, ended up bidding, it was like $160 shipped. But I saw, there was the guy just took terrible pictures. They were he laid everything out on the carpet, and like he made like bad. 10 by 10 rows, and you could hardly even see what was in there. But like I did a little zooming in, and I was like, there's a lot of first edition Shadowless stuff here. There's some decent mid-air stuff. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and buy this and kind of see what happens.
The last one I looked at had like it must have been 10 to 15 Charmanders. Like just laid out like that, and they were all shadowless Charmanders. But it was just all shadowless Charmanders laid out, and then like a whole bunch of other nonsense cards. It was just the funniest thing to see, and the price was so high. So
yeah, it's just.
But what can you do? Like
I mean, there are so many eyes on this stuff. So it's eBay. I mean, you're going on eBay. That's hundreds of millions, if not a billion eyes on these things at any given moment. From anywhere in the world. So it's really tough to find that diamond in the rough. But if you find a guy who, like one of the recent ones that I bought, made it a 24-hour auction that ended at 2:45 a.m. on a Wednesday. So it's like, that is one situation where I just happen to be scrolling late at night and be like, this is kind of interesting. Take a little chance here. He did a terrible job listing it, and I got it in, and it's it's going to pay off. It was a $75 shipped collection. But there's a $250 worth of cards, easy, without grading any, just selling them raw.
And that's perfect. And that's a win.
It's just like, it's just a win. And I don't mind doing the list and the singles, selling the singles. It is a lot of work, but like I feel like I've got a nice system down and a nice kind of getting better at organizing my inventory and having my shipping supplies ready. I've got little shipping stations, and it's kind of nice to sort that, pull the orders, put on a podcast, kind of do that for 45 minutes each night. So I don't mind.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's real cool. Yeah, I just talking about supplies. I just had, I don't know. Hold on. Oh, wrong way. There's 2,000 card savers and 10,000 penny sleeves behind me right now. They came today. They were so heavy, and I've never bought that many all at once. But like the amount of money you save, I think like the card savers are sub 5 cents. Like when you buy them that much, and then the penny sleeves are even. I mean, they're sub. It's ridiculous, like what they are. So
I know. Yeah. So
yeah,
I've been buying them in bulk too. I've got I live in a tiny apartment, and I've got a giant, case of card savers sitting next to my refrigerator because there's just nowhere to put it, and I use it to
keep the door open.
To keep, like, we break down our Amazon boxes and all the stuff that we get shipped, and I like stick it between that and put it up against the fridge until I have time to go to the dumpster. So I got stuff like that, cases everywhere. But I started buying that in bulk too. But yeah, it's just kind of living the Pokemon business life. I guess earlier when we were talking about this, I was like, oh, is it a business? Is that stupid for me to say? But like, as we're talking about, like, kind of is a business,
I mean, you have your reseller permit, you're registered to the state. I just got an email from New Jersey saying I need to pay quarterly taxes on sales tax and use. So now I got to go back through and look at all the stuff that I didn't pay tax on. Like, pretty sure cardboard gold is non-tax, but now I'm going to have to go back and pay that for them because they sent me an email. So like, I literally just signed everything up the other day. So I'm trying to be above board and make sure everything's right. So I'm trying to play right here.
Yeah, I see Dan in the chat too, so we can't give any financial advice, or he'll tear us apart in the chat here, making sure
I'm giving zero. That's for him to do in his aforementioned.
Dan, give us
it
advice.
Happens. Yeah, give us all the advice. We got E Unit. What's up, guys? What's up, E Unit? Brad G Cards, let's go. And alum of the channel, how are you, my man? G1T Landon, what's going on, man? How are you? Thank you for being here.
G1T Landon, legend in the chats. I've seen him around for quite a while.
He's all over the place. Professor Oak's a stripper, so that's new to know. That's awesome. Or is that you like Professor Oak After Dark kind of stuff? Is there a channel I can subscribe to? Walrus is a stripper too.
Jeez, we gotta watch the company we keep here.
Damn it, Oak. Oh, they were trying to hit each other or something there. What did I miss? What did we say? You say I'm a stripper. Professor Oak laughing. Walrus really need more presence from you in Discord. Oh, Mr. Walrus isn't in the Professor Oak Discord. You got to get in there, my man. I could have sworn he was in that one. Maybe I'm wrong.
Did somebody piss you off, Walrus, and now you are banning or shunning the Discord?
He's shunning it. Yeah, I'm not in
somebody
there.
Somebody talked crap about the waifu profitability, and he just had to
and
to
that
leave.
Was it. Oh, yes, that's very clear. Oak's throwing shade at Walrus right now. Usually the other way around. Walrus, where's the fire back, man? Where is it? E-Unit saying 10 weeks nice. Yeah, 10 weeks off is a beautiful thing.
Isn't that great? My wife, it's 10 weeks paid too, so that's a very fortunate. 10 weeks off paid. My wife gets 0 days off paid, so she gets time off, but it's unpaid, which is unfortunate. So isn't that so messed up? She's the one who's actually giving birth, and I'm getting
you're getting more time for it.
So stupid.
That is pretty dumb. That makes no sense at all. Professor Oak, gem equals trophy. Where did my wrench go? Pretend I had a wrench. Please hit that like button. All right, Oak. Here it comes, my man. Let me just mute my thing real quick. Let's find Professor Oak. Here we go. And there you go. Professor Oak, there is your wrench, my bud. Welcome to the channel. Walrus is going to ban you, but now you can't. This is how it all goes. So anything new and exciting going on? Any big purchases for yourself, or just kind of just doing the little small things?
So I guess I made a bigger purchase and a bigger auction win, but the guy, I don't think it's going to get shipped. I think that something's going on. Kind of been waiting a week or so. No movement. Sent a follow up message. No response. So I think I think that one's not coming through. That was a quick. That was the 1 day auction that ended at 2:45 a.m. that I was talking about. I think it ended for too good of a price, and he's just going to kind of wait that out and delist it. So that was a big purchase. So I have the intent to kind of spend money. I'm spending a decent chunk to a normal person, on the outside, like how much are you spending on Pokemon? That they would think it's an insane amount probably. But if the margins are there, going to spend the money, grade the stuff, try to sell it.
Absolutely. That's great. How about those bears?
The bears. Yeah. So I am, just found out that there's a potential I'll be going to see Bears Packers in Green Bay.
Nice.
Yeah, with my father-in-law. So I actually need to talk to my wife and my father-in-law about that. So if that's actually going to happen, but I think I'll be up there. Last game of the season.
Man. That's freaking great. So that's the weekend before, the weekend after Christmas. That's the weekend after Christmas, right?
It's January 7th. So,
so 2 weeks after Christmas.
Week 18.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it's 18-week season now. It throws me all off. Any fantasy football wins for you in the playoffs anywhere?
Nope. I last 2 years I won money in my league, but not this year. Got absolutely wrecked at the end there.
No. Yeah. That's terrible, man.
I heard you on the last pod. You had like 4 different teams, and you were kind of crushing it there. So
yeah, I got I'm in the playoffs with all 4, and I have a first round bye in 3 of the 4 leagues. And I think I'm in 3rd place, and the 3rd place is like a brand new dynasty league. But the one league I want to win in is my keeper league. I've been in for the longest, actually 2 of them. I have a 1st and 2nd round buy in those, so I'm pretty excited. Traded for Justin Jefferson. Gave a 3rd round pickup next year in a keeper league for him, just to rent him for the rest of the season. Obviously, he got hurt last week, but hopefully things are looking on the up and up. Don't need him this week. I can sit on my guys. I can rest, drink pina coladas, hang out, whatever they got to do. But I just needed them to show up week 16.
I married into a big sports family. My wife's brother works in the sports industry. My father-in-law is just insane Bears White Sox season tickets. So I go over and scream at the TV with him and
That's
do
awesome.
a little responsible gambling on Sundays. So
a little responsible gambling. No degen stuff though.
No degen stuff like Dan, like betting first touchdowns 20-1 constantly.
Speaking of Dan, catching up on 2X, let's go. What's up, Dan? Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate it. Good pod today at Professor Oak. Duck is delicious. Duck is delicious. Speaking of Professor Oak's pod today, the Slab podcast, I mentioned this to Mertz earlier before we came on, but Greeny and Oak were talking about YouTube fights and like grown men fighting about YouTube stuff. And then they brought up how Mertz and Java Akuma would be a good ring fight and who would win and who Oak had his money on. And it was some of the funniest stuff I listened to. It was really good. Java chimed in saying that Mertz would get him in the 2nd round with a rear naked choke. It was just funny listening to it. There's just, such fun banter between those guys, and it's always coming out. So I don't know.
I haven't listened to that one yet, but I will be listening. You guys are always wild and talking about crazy stuff. I love checking into the Slab podcast all the time.
Spicy topics and whatnot.
The spicy topics.
When I list my single, I like to sneak a little crotch in there, if you know what I mean. Trouser snake. Mertz. I mean, not Mertz.
Walrus, man.
That's how you're doing it. How does Nick feel about that? I don't know if he's appreciating, or maybe his sales have gone up since you've taken over the reins and thrown your crotch pizzers in there.
There is a lady that posts like cleavage pics. I'm sure everybody has kind of seen those scrolling around for Pokemon cards, but she holds the card like right here,
and it's all boob. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Every once in a while it pops up. Never bought a card from her, but it's there. The marketing is there. Walrus with the crotch shots, work some cleave in too. Speaking of cleave, there you go.
There you go.
Pasties on the nipple. What is going on in this chat tonight? No, we don't like pasties here. That's not the real deal. Brad G, Dan, what's up with Dallas? You talked to the fam? Oh, that's right. So Dallas is coming up soon. It's crazy how fast this stuff's coming. It's the end of February. I know people are talking about tables dropping soon. I think I saw in the Discord today that tables are dropping pretty soon. So if you haven't, get on the sheet.
Yeah, these things come up quick. It seems like, I don't know if it's too quick. Like it seems, I think there's once a month. What is there, 12 next year?
There's 12, but there's some that are more, pulling them up right now. There's some that are like, there's like 2 a month for like a 3-month span.
It's kind of crazy. Which ones? I assume you're going to New Jersey, Chicago, hopefully.
I'm 100%. So I'm going to Chicago early. Walrus threw it out there. Probably end up showing up Tuesday or Wednesday in Chicago. Just take a little mini, October vacation, go hang out. I've never been there before. See what's up. And then Richmond, going to Richmond too. Taking the wife to Richmond. I can't make the Charlotte Collecticon, which is a bummer, but I'm going to be Richmond's the one we're going to go to. It's at the end of August, I'm pretty sure. August 24th and 25th. So those are the 3 that I'm looking to go to. I'd like to make a 4th, but I really don't see myself doing a 4th. Try and keep them all within driving distance. I think I'm definitely going to fly to Chicago though.
Are you going to vend at all of them?
No. So I'm not vending at. I think if I vend at one, it's going to be it'll probably be the Richmond one. I'll have my wife there. She'll get that experience because she's gonna. At the Jersey one, I'm definitely not. I'm gonna go around. I think I talked in the last podcast. I want to do like a vlog. Just go around, chat up with everyone who's there. maybe do a couple interviews while we have people there just for the whole weekend. Like I said, there's going to be a shindig here at Casa de Bierski. And then the Chicago one, I really don't know, because that one I have to fly to. So I don't know how I feel about flying with everything. If I want to deal with all of that, I might just go, and that might just be a walk around one too. Because I'm definitely planning on being a little more local this year as well. I'm going to a show on Saturday just to try and pick up some singles for grading, targeting alt arts. There's a few that I like at the price they're at right now, and what they're selling for in PSA 10s and CGC pristines just makes sense. You can get a few. You're grading. It's much easier to pre-grade in person. You pull it out and look at it. Like they're smaller shows. People are super nice. So that one's in Parsippany, New Jersey this weekend, this Saturday. So anyone that's listening, I'll see you there if you're going to be in Parsippany. What Collecticons are you going to, man?
So Chicago for sure, because I live here. But next year is going to be tough. Going to have the newborn at home, so it's tough to leave a newborn and the wife at home. So I think I can swing it. Maybe going to one additional one outside of Chicago. I've got some
New Jersey.
I was just getting ready to say that I've got some family that lives in the New York area.
Perfect.
So that might happen, but I right now I can definitely commit to Chicago. So that's the
I'm happy Chicago's in there for you. Like it's
perfect.
As soon as I opened it up, I saw New Jersey because I started scrolling through, and I did a double take on that, and I was like, hold on, what? And then I started going through. I was very happy about Chicago because, like I said, I know that you and Walrus and Ponga, and there's a lot of other people that are out there. It's going to be exciting seeing everyone in their home stadium for a Collecticon and what's going on. You know what I mean? I'm sure it's going to be, because like I know for the Jersey Collecticon, I'll probably be home here Thursday night, Friday night, and then I'll probably stay out in Edison Saturday night for the trade night and everything that's going on, and hang out with everyone that night there. Maybe 2 hotel nights. I don't know. It's just so close. It's only an hour, so I can drive that far. It's just once you get out and you start hanging out with everyone.
Yeah, you're not going to want to drive home at 1 a.m. Everybody's hanging out in the hotel lobby still, and you're just gonna be like, all right, like, see ya.
New Jersey cops aren't that cool, so you got to be careful. Like, you have a couple drinks. It's not wise to drive an hour in Jersey. So, you don't want to do it. Let's see. He didn't yet. So Dan did not yet talk to the fam. What a duo. We are blessed. What's up, BB? How are you? Thank you for being here, man. What a stud.
Loved meeting Brandon in Charlotte. We met him there. He was up on against the cage.
Mason's, the Cardinal Gaming Cage.
The Cardinal Gaming Cage. That was so fun. For those who don't know, Bierski and I bended next to each other in Weedle section in Charlotte, and that's how we first met. So we were table buddies right next to each other.
Yes, we were.
That was a lot of fun.
Oh, I had a great time with that. I also had a great time selling all of our cards Sunday and going watch football and have chicken wings, the Buffalo wings.
That was awesome. We were really looking for a buyout on Sunday. Or at least I was, and I know you were too. We're just like, hey, like,
absolutely.
Like we're looking for that sweet 70-75%. Like, these guys, coming around, like, please come to us. Please come to us. And it actually worked out well. I think the reason why I was fishing for a buyout so much is because the stuff that I brought wasn't moving how I thought it would going into it. I kind of specifically curated or got stuff for Collecticon, the cheap, $50 slabs, $35 to $50 slabs, and not 35s on the low end, but just that really cheap $50 to $100 range. Thought they were going to do well there, and they did not for me personally. So several different factors, location, who knows what I brought might have been junk. I know it was priced well. It was priced well, but I did not have the success that I thought that I would have there. So I was really looking to kind of offload some of that stuff.
Yeah, I was hoping being next to concessions in the bathrooms would help, but I don't know, because I know that PK said that he was cleaning up with slabs in next section and that was more towards the front. I don't know, because I brought the same stuff, kind of what you brought. Stuff priced well, cheaper slabs. Pokemon people liked it, just for whatever reason. I had a couple sales where people were coming and buying one off, but most of the sales there were just like buyout-esque kind of sales. And then that guy came and cleaned me out at the end. I don't know, it was like 11 o'clock. And he came in and bought literally everything. So it was a good feeling. Definitely love it.
I know the stuff was priced well and positive, and it was like PSA 10 stuff too. It was just, maybe it was just junk. I don't know. Like the stuff that was really popular at the time, the Nagaba Eevees flew off the shelf. Nagaba Pikas flew off the shelf. Celebration Charizards had a lot of those. They flew. But just some of the other, just kind of mid-tier stuff that I thought would do well just did not. Super slow. I see Walrus saying in the chat we were grossly slow the first half of Saturday. It was slow. I made a few sales, but I guess I was just had different expectations, and it could have been several different factors. It could have been our location in the back of the convention. We thought it would be awesome near the bathroom, near the concessions where people were kind of hanging out, waiting around. But it depends on so many different things. Maybe for that specific market in Charlotte, the people that were there weren't looking for the stuff that we had, or our presentation wasn't good. I'm not just going to be like, the world's against me. I did an awesome job. I probably did something wrong. I probably didn't present it right as my first show. But in any event, I was happy to take that 70%. When you think about it, 70% cash in your hand, no eBay fees, no shipping, not terrible.
It's like selling on eBay.
Yeah. It's a similar price
and everything. Yeah, it's pretty close, especially on slabs like that. It's pretty damn close to 70% if you sell on eBay. So I don't know what the deal was, but it was a great learning experience. I know that was my first vending experience as well. Like I said, this year I want to try and get into a few more local shows to try and vend a little bit more. Collecticons, it's good to sell there, but if I can do that at local shows slowly throughout the year and then go to those and just kind of source cards and see everyone, I'm kind of feeling more like that's my gig. I want to sell at one, but definitely the Jersey show is going to be a walk around, and Chicago I feel like is going to be a monster show too. I feel like the Jersey show is going to be a huge venue. Dude, the Edison venue is massive.
The Donald E. Stevens or Stevenson. I know it because the National Sports Card Convention is there. Is one of the biggest convention centers I've ever seen in my entire life. It is a monster place. So I'm sure not the entire venue or the entire convention center is going to be Collecticon, but that'll be good. I think that I don't know if I'm going to vend there. I might just to. I don't know if I want to pay $250 if they raise the price, $350 for a table, when I can come enjoy myself, maybe bring a case of slabs, and sell them at trade nights. And I don't know. I don't know if I'm at the level or have the inventory level currently to justify a table spot. I don't know. It's a tough spot. I definitely don't think I had the proper amount of inventory in Charlotte. If I'm able to bring some of the stuff that's sitting in the closet, some of the cases of Modern, or just some of the booster boxes that it's impossible to bring on a plane, maybe I can do that in Chicago. It might make sense for me to pay the table fee. But I think I kind of have a similar vibe for future conventions. It's hard to justify if you don't have a large amount of inventory and kind of do this more full time. I mean, some people kill it not doing a full time. Ray absolutely destroys
man.
Walrus,
he had a huge amount of stuff. I was amazed with the stuff that people brought. It was crazy. It's just crazy. Binders and binders and binders, and just seeing what everyone's into, and seeing you can see kind of what their tastes are through what they have in their binders and what are slabbed up. Other than the obvious plays and whatnot. So it's just very cool to see all that.
Maybe it'll change. Maybe I'll be able to keep sourcing steadily. I think, we'll see what the year brings.
Yeah.
But it's just an interesting math problem to make Collecticons worth it. It's worth it just for fun though, to network and just be around people and just a vacation. But in terms of am I going to go to something am I going to go to Kansas City to make money? No. You know,
Walrus does not want to go to Kansas City. We learned that last week. He's not about Kansas City at all. I think it's his 28th pick out of 12 of Collecticons he'll go to.
Yeah.
So that's what he feels. Let's see. Brad G's unhappy with Dan. You taking lead and getting the section, Brad? Hell no. Wait for Dan to get it so I can leash. Attaboy. Use them when you need them. It's hysterical. Dan laughs. Swami's going to that, right? There's a whole there's the whale we need. Yeah, it sucks for Swami that Denver's gone too. I know he was excited about throwing another party at his place. I don't know why Denver's off. I don't know all the inner workings of everything. I know I've heard mixed things maybe about the city. I know some people really enjoyed it. Some people didn't like it so much. I've never been to Denver. I would probably dig Denver. It's my kind of place. Like I just, being there, Mile High, that's all cool stuff. But yeah, it sucks for Swami.
it sucks for us all because I was looking like that. I don't know if I would be able to make it this year, but the party at Swami's in 2022 in October was probably the best time that I've ever had in the hobby. Period. Like
That's
end of
awesome.
story. Like it was.
I remember watching that. That yours was one of the. I said this to you at Charlotte. That was one of the first YouTube videos for Pokemon I watched outside of like Dan and Nick starting their little podcast duo. Like some of Dan's first videos. Like watching that video made me want to go to Collecticon so bad, Mertz. Like you just made it sound so cool. Kept saying how everyone was inclusive, everyone was super nice. Then you were on lives with people. I remember you were on live with Jake. I'm pretty sure not too long after that. So I was watching that. Like it was just awesome to see and hear it, like, and know that like it was possible to get into the hobby that kind of deeply.
Dude, it changed my life. Like
this changed my life. No joke.
It's not hyperbole. It's not like just speaking out of my ass, like going to like, and I was on the fence too. Like I wasn't sure if I wanted to go. I was like, am I just going to like, spend all this money on a hotel and flight and just like be walking around with a backpack myself and like nobody wants to talk to me. And I'm just like sitting in the hotel room, like, just like, why did I come here? And I like was going back and forth and I didn't know. And I was just like, you know what, screw it, pulling the trigger. Cause like, also like to back up as well, like, I knew that Swami was having a party, but like, how am I going to get myself invited there? So I was just like, I'm not just going to show up at his house. Like we've chatted a few times in Discord or like in comments, but I wasn't just going to like invite, like, and like find out and like just follow a car there or something. So I was like, how am I going to get there? And like, am I just going to be an outcast? And eventually I just, said, screw it. And I just opened up Discord messages, typed Swami's name in and was like, hey, I heard you're having a party. Can I come? And he's like, yep. And I was like, awesome.
Oh, so I'm there, dude.
He gave me the address and I was like, thank you. I really appreciate that. I just, that's super nice of him to invite a random stranger into his house. But I just kind of needed that confirmation. And like, before I was going to buy a plane ticket, that I was just going to like be able to meet people. I didn't know. So closed the Discord app out, went to Google Flights and booked the ticket, and the rest is history. So
that's awesome. Taking that leap's hard, man. That's not an easy thing to do. You feel especially when you're new to it, it's kind of like, who the hell am I to be?
I was like, I was like, if I was Swami and some random dude was like, hey, like you've never met me or seen my face, can I come to your house? I would be like, no thanks. I probably wouldn't respond to the message. I'd be like, But he was a super cool dude and kind of opened his doors to everybody. And it was just, but anyways, so my life changed after. My wife is making something super loud in the kitchen right now. I hope you can't hear that, but my life changed after that.
Yeah, no, definitely put a lot of things with the hobby in perspective for me. What actually mattered to me. The cards are great. The people are better. This is definitely true. I'll beat that horse till it's dead and bones and dust. It's just the truth. Like the cards are great, making money is great. The people in the hobby are where that's the true gem mint stuff, is the people. And that's how I feel about it. I don't know. I've never met such a cool group of people like this group. Like I don't know. Everyone's just so cool.
There's just it's like a special feeling almost, like when you're it's hard to explain, like the sense of community, and like we all have this common thing that we love, and have like the nostalgia is tied into it, and we like can talk with each other like deep, and get into the
Yeah.
weeds about stuff, like just talking about like specific releases, and like, oh, were you aware of this card? Like, I don't know, it's just something. It's like a spark, and yeah. So I came back from Denver, started making YouTube videos, and I honestly can't believe like anybody wants to listen to me
Hey, I feel the
talk
same
about.
way, but here we are. Like I love this. Like if no one listened, I would still do this. This is fun for me. It's fun talking with you guys. Like I love being able to talk to you guys. It's been definitely a highlight of the second half, last quarter of my year. Um, Definitely a huge highlight. Walrus question: is the Van Gogh Pika our holiday gift to flippers from the Pokemon Company? Answer: yes. It was definitely a gift for some of us. If you got lucky and got those cards, it was definitely a gift. If you graded them, like I said, I showed on here, I graded a pristine 10, and 2 gem mints. Sold all 3. Happy they moved. That was a big win for me. It was a huge holiday gift. And it's all thanks to Mr. Walrus. Again, I was only going to grab one, and he was like, just grab as many as you can. Worst case scenario, you sell them for break even, and it doesn't hurt you at all. And it netted me a lot. So
Hundreds of dollars, like it. The
yeah,
easiest win.
hundreds.
When that I was super. I remember it like vividly because it was super busy at work. It was in the morning. It was like 9:30 a.m. Like I just got off a meeting, really stressed, like horrible day. And then like I think I was going to the bathroom or something, and opened Discord and saw it, and I was like, I don't care if I'm like missing work messages right now. I am buying as many of these as I can for the next 20 minutes.
Yep.
And I think I got like 4 of them.
How'd they grade?
I didn't grade them. I sold them immediately for like $130 a piece.
Cha-ching.
3 or 4 or 5, maybe 5. And I was just like, I looked at them. Each one of them had something wrong, had a weird corner, had a couple white dots in the back. I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to cash out right now. Get the money, keep it pushing.
I had one. Oh, I'm sorry.
I just didn't feel, I was just, because I didn't feel comfortable in any of them. I was like, this is a 9, that's a 9, that's a 9, boom, sold. Instant liquid at like $130 a piece, which is insane.
Yeah, dude, it's great because at that point, I mean, what you had to spend 30. I think I spent like 41 something, 41.88 because I bought 3 blister packs each. And that was after tax, and it was just worth it. I sold all the Espeon promos raw for $4.95 or whatever, so all that money was made back. Like it all free, like it all gets made back. So sorry. Yeah. So yeah, Walrus, that was definitely a gift. Pokemon Center was also doing some shenanigans today. I don't know if you saw them.
I saw like a Forbidden Light ETB, like
12 Evolving Skies booster boxes. I was on there as soon as it dropped. The Pokemon TCG drops on Twitter. I literally had the phone in my hand. I clicked it, couldn't add anything to the cart. The site was crazy, couldn't log in, so I missed that. But yeah, there was Forbidden Light ETBs and a whole bunch of crazy stuff that they must have found in the corner that someone was using to hide something. Who knows? But yeah, bummer. I missed out. I was gonna buy 2 cases. I was gonna buy 8, I think. And just try and flip them real quick, but that obviously didn't happen today. So that was another gift from the Pokemon Company.
It's crazy. I wonder, are they going to print more? I mean, we have nobody knows the answer to this, but I'm kind of surprised that there hasn't been another, wave of these things. The Van Gogh Pikas come through.
So funny enough, the one guy I talked to on eBay when he was trying to negotiate prices with me, I think the second thing he said to me was, well, that's fine. They're going to reprint them anyway. And they haven't reprinted them yet. But you would figure that they could. It's just regular, not a holographic card. It's just a nice, easy card to reprint. But they might not. I don't know. Like they just re-released the Squirtle GameStop promo.
Saw that.
The reverse holo GameStop stamp promo. But that probably wasn't a reprint. That was probably what they just had left over.
Right.
So I don't know. Maybe they do have boxes and boxes and pallets of Van Gogh Pikas hidden somewhere, but as of right now, they don't. And I don't even know, like, what is their raw price right now? I haven't checked because I know I'm not buying anymore.
Yeah, the last I don't know why you're look. It looks like you're looking it up right there, but who knows? It's kind of dumb to speculate, but it's not. Like I like speculate. Like, are they going to reprint this? Are they not? Like we have no idea, but it's just such a cool release, and it's such a cool card. 130.
Yeah,
go ahead.
$130.
$130. That's a really strong price. I just, based on kind of past experience with a recent release like Special Delivery Charizard, I kind of just expected it to follow that path, print a similar amount. That went down to 50. I have no idea what it's at right now, maybe 35 to 40, something like that probably, if I had to guess, for those cards. But it was sticking at 50 for a while. That's just kind of, I was just like, you know what, these Van Gogh Pikas are going to be 50 before I know it, and going to sell these at 130, and they're still at 130, but have kind of stayed because I don't think a ton more supplies come on the market.
Yeah, interesting to see if that happens or not, for sure. I don't know. I wouldn't mind seeing it, to be honest. Make a few extra dollars again. It's definitely, you know what I mean?
Like, hey, as long as we're looking at these Discords, I mean, it's just like free money. But obviously we're super deep in the weeds and involved in these Discords and checking them in the morning. Like, we're kind of getting rewarded for being super deep in the weeds like that. But
I check too much, as everyone says. Always looking. So we got Chef 954 here in spirit, like and sub. Chef, thank you very much. Yes, if you haven't been here, please, or if you haven't, please like and sub. I would definitely appreciate it. It would go a long way to help out this little channel that I got going on here.
You got 115 subs. That's awesome. Growing fast.
Growing fast. I love it, man. 250 is the next goal. So speaking of, I'm terrible at planning some things. So I do have a giveaway that I want to do. So everyone that's in here right now, everyone that's going to watch this video later, please comment down below. And then on the next podcast I do, I know I said I was going to do it on this one, but the next podcast I do, I'm going to do a comment selector. I'm going to bring it up on the screen and show everyone. And I'm going to be giving away a CGC Pristine SVP 001 Chinese card. So that's going to be the giveaway. So please just comment below so I can go ahead and give one of these out to one of you lucky peoples. So right on.
Yes. I did a giveaway, and do you know Rob Red or Blue?
I do not. I don't.
So he's a really good guy I met in Denver. I think one of his family friends or a kid who's got I think his name's Canto Kid YouTube. He's got a little YouTube channel. He won my giveaway, so I was happy to see a kid win the giveaway.
That's awesome.
Rather than a scummy, dirty flipper like myself, or
dirty flipper. Yeah, that'll just take it and sell it. I love it. Let's see. Chef risking his career for clout. Chef's good, my man. Chef's killing it. Listen, Chef's running that joint back there right now. Money supersedes crotch shots. Absolutely. If you need to ship anything, hit me up, Walrus. Thank you. See, maybe Chicago is in play for doing a little vending. I don't know. It's going to be cool if my wife's there in the Richmond one to do a little vending, just because she'll be around. She'll get to see that part of it and everything. But I also want to try and enjoy my time with her as well. So I don't want her to, I don't know how interested she is sitting in a convention center for 8 hours with me as I'm hungover, sweating, and trying not to throw up on myself.
Hey, you got to show up in better shape than you did on that Saturday. What was it? Saturday morning.
Saturday. You saw Charlotte. Me. It wasn't good, man.
Hey, you weren't doing so hot.
No.
You weren't looking the greatest that day, and then we tried to wash it away with the shittiest coffee ever from the concession stand.
Just that dry powdered creamer was so horrible.
I don't know what Dan did to you the night before, but
triple IPAs. Yeah. That's what happened. Chicago gonna be the best one. Chicago's a really weird way to spell New Jersey, Brad. I don't know. You got to go back there. Maybe your spell check's not right, but it definitely should say New Jersey is gonna be the best one.
I was so excited when I saw that Chicago got released. I was laying in bed, like, and I did like a fist pump, like yes, like because it was like
I was
it's
just
perfect for me because I'm be so busy
I was
next
pacing
year.
around my house. Like I felt like when I said Christmas come early, like Christmas came early. My wife's like, "What's up?" I was like, "Oh, I have so much to tell you right now." I was so jazzed up.
I do the same thing with my wife. Like she's like,
Yeah.
what are you doing? I'm like, okay. And like I'll start to tell her all this shit. Like Chicago for the first time here. It's at the same place as the National Sports Card that I went. It's in Rosemont. Like I like go off and on. She's like,
Yeah.
she's good about it. And she like,
I'm like, Mertz is
kind of
going, Mertz is there, Mr. Walsh is there. She goes, I need to see these people's faces. So I was like, well,
just to
you'll
make
see
sure
these.
we're not like
Yeah.
psychos or
I
something.
was like,
Yeah.
you'll see these people. So she's like, I can't put all these names together because like I'll talk when I'm talking about like stuff that's going on in the hobby, and I'll be like, oh yeah, like Mertz is doing something, Walsh is doing something. So you guys get brought up in just like random conversations sometimes with my wife, and I'm just like trying to empty my brain out of everything that's going on. And she's like, I just need like a picture with their name under it on like just a regular picture sheet, and it would be perfect. Let's see. People sleep on how much Collecticon is just RGN. Yeah. Or RNG. Definitely, Brad. Uh, it all depends on where people end up going. We were in between. So we were behind Cardinal Gaming. Across from us was like I'm trying to think what it was. It was like another t-shirt and plushie kind of stand. There was another t-shirt and plushie stand behind us. So we were kind of like in t-shirt plushie lands. And we're at the tip of the Power L. So I don't know. People can't handle the tip. So like it's just they didn't want to come to us. I don't know. I know some people cleaned up in our section though.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
we just had bad shit. I don't know.
Who knows? It's a learning lesson.
It
You live
is.
and you learn.
It was.
Charlotte was tiny too. See, I don't
It
have
was pretty
anything to
tiny.
go off of. Was it tiny, Mertz?
I mean, it was still a big room, but Denver was bigger. Chicago, like the place where the venue where Chicago is a monster. Pretty small.
Definitely want to see them do a few more event kind of things there too, other than Jason Page.
Oh God.
Well, you know what? And he was scaring the people away from our section. He just hung out by us for a long time. I will say that.
Did he really? I don't remember.
You don't remember him coming up and like fist bumping and stuff? You were where were you for that? It was hysterical. You may have already gone. This was the first day, I think, and you had sold out, and you put a little sold out sign in your case, or maybe it was when was that? I thought the first day. Were you there the whole first day? You must have been. I can't remember. That must not have seen him. He literally came. I posted pictures. White shirt, said Jason Page on it. He had his like acid wash jeans on. He was just like hanging out, doing his video talking. He came up, he fist bumped me. He's like, "Yeah, man." I was like, "What's up, man?" It was wild.
I must have been wheeling and dealing or in the bathroom or something.
You may have been in the bathroom. Who knows? That might have been it.
Jason Page. Big luck factor, like Brad said. Yeah, I mean, it could just be all.
The BB.
BB.
F the whole state, honestly.
What are we talking about? Kansas, Missouri?
Oh, it's got to be Kansas. Yeah, he's not about it. It would be the 51st state he'd go to out of 50. Brad G. Cards. This might be the longest comment we've ever had on It's Bureau Clock. I've seen so many people come to shows with literally nothing in their case at the start of a show and leave with a pocket full of cash and a full case. You always have enough inventory. There you go, Brad G. Mertz, when you're feeling down and you're feeling like you're not doing it, sometimes you just have to talk to the people in the hobby and they'll pick you back up. That is awesome.
That's very optimistic. You know, yeah. I was talking, you know, like down upon it earlier and just like what the demand wasn't good. I ended up walking away with, I paid for the hotel, the flights, the food, the Ubers, and then made, multiple hundreds of dollars profit. So, I mean, I still did well. It's just I was expecting just like rabid, people like give me this, give me that, like
fistfuls of cash. Give me that card.
Like I expected more like individual transactions selling at like the full price that I had on the sticker, and I think I don't know 70% of all my sales were buyouts. So I could develop a relationship. So, I'm sure if I looked hard enough and searched, I could find a streamer who would want to buy the stuff 70% PayPal, without going to a Collecticon. So,
yeah, I hear you. And that makes sense. Especially if you can just ship it to the guy. That would definitely make life a lot easier than all the other stuff, travel, having to pay for a hotel. But
Still
then you
fun though. I
yeah,
mean, like it's still like you're gonna spend time with, but I don't know. I'm kind of thinking about doing more as a spectator and just kind of bringing my case with me and just
yeah.
seeing what I can do
That's what I'm
at
gonna
a
do in Jersey.
trade show.
I'll have my case with me. I'll just walk around with that. Maybe trade down some stuff, trade up in some things. Let's see, Ian. I'd rather spend a weekend at the dentist than Kansas City. Oh man, Kansas City is just hated, dude.
Yeah,
It's
they
so
got
funny.
they
And they
got
got
good
two
ribs in
Collecticons
Kansas
in a
City.
row.
Yeah,
They got what?
I said they got good ribs in Kansas City. That's E-Unit's profile picture. You
Yeah, it
think you'd
is
have a
his
good time
profile
there?
picture. Grimer collects. Charlotte seemed a good bit slower than Denver this year. Okay. Yeah, see, I have nothing to go off of, so I just know that I still had a good time. I don't know.
It was still fun. It was still a great time.
It was definitely a learning experience for sure. The shots of spat. What's up, man?
Shots of spat. Good to see you. I saw that you subbed to my channel today. Thanks for the sub. You were number 250. Awesome, dude.
Oh, Mertz, yes, congrats on
Yes.
250. I did not even know that. Everyone, round of applause. Good stuff, Mertz. That's freaking. I'm so
Isn't that
happy.
crazy?
That's so awesome, dude.
That's wild. 250 people in this world want to listen to me talk about Pokemon is just bonkers.
That's so freaking awesome. I'm so happy for you, buddy. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's huge.
That's wild.
That's awesome. Yeah, man. Yeah, he subscribed to me today as well. I'm trying to find what did I do with this? I can't pull this up now. I think he's from Jersey, and he might be at the show I'm going to on Saturday. So if you're gonna be there, Spat, let me know. We can hook up. Definitely come say hi. Shots of Spat 1.5 wireless. Let's go, baby. Oh, we got Chef in here. All right, he's done cooking, and now he is live. What's going on, Chef? Definitely excited to talk to you at the beginning of the new year. Can't wait to do that. That's going to be fun as well. Do a giveaway for a piggyback ride in Chicago Collecticon. I could do that. People can get all the way up on my shoulders too if they want. They can feel real tall, taller than Dan. So if you want, Walrus LOL. Let's see. Catch 'em all collectibles. Had to make some calls. Now I'm 30 minutes behind, but Brad Dallas is a go. I will get a section. All right. So Brad put the heat onto Dan during the live. Dan went and talked to the fam and got the okay, and now he's going to Dallas. Let's go.
Dan wheeling and dealing.
I love it.
He's working at night.
And he's getting a section. So that's cool. Keep the guys together. I love it. I really do love that we keep everyone together. That's very, just awesome. Brad's pumped up. Let's go. Dan, pencil me in under your name for the section, please. Yeah, that's right, man. Hopefully it's just enough of you guys. Let's see. Professor Oak loves ribs. I love ribs too. I don't eat them often, but when I do enjoy them. I don't think I'll be going to any good rib spots this year, though.
Oak used to be a chef.
Yeah, I know. Oak was a chef. We got Chef in here. Look, yeah, Chef giving the ribs the chef kiss. Little Tommy DeVito action there.
Yeah.
NFC Offensive Player of the Week.
I love that.
Go
I love
Giants.
That
It's so good. Dude,
Did you see his agent?
I was just about to say.
Oh my God.
Straight out of Sopranos or Goodfellas or something.
So
that's so funny. And then his whole family, the whole time, every time that camera panned over to them, they were losing their shit. Chef kissing, they were high-fiving, they were kissing each other on cheeks. It was the most New Jersey Italian thing I've seen on television since The Sopranos. So it's so good. And he's a New Jersey boy. He played at Don Bosco Prep. It's just a story that's so cool. I don't know. Everyone was saying you can't play behind that line, but this kid is playing behind that line right now. So I don't know how he's doing it. He's got moxie.
Tommy DeVito.
Definitely say that. Let's see. I turn down all whatnot buyouts. If it's not $5 off the sticker price, it's a no from me, dog. You're giving him the Randy Jackson treatment. Listen, I needed to do that buyout. I needed to get liquid, and then I got liquid, and then I got unliquid again. So it's not much you can do other than just, I guess telling people no. $5. I love it. That's hysterical, Brad. Let's see what else we got here. Mr. Walrus Chef, come to Chicago. I find out we have a Capitol Grill. Ooh, we can't be saying this stuff on here. We got to keep his job anonymous.
Capitol Grill. That was a fun time.
Dude, I had a great time. That was so
in
good.
Charlotte. We were in the back room. Like it's a fancy place, and it's like we were just all just dudes from a card show wearing some people probably sweatpants, jeans. Like
Brad had
people,
a green shirt on. There's a little green poop on his shirt.
I
We're walking
know
through this restaurant. People had blazers on.
they were, and you can't wear hats. And I remember Alex Nostalgianomics was not happy that he could not wear his hat. He was super upset about that. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, PK took his hat off to walk in, and then he put it back on when we
Yeah,
sat there. Once they shut the doors, like it was just like, all right, you guys can do whatever you want in here. We spent a lot of money that no.
They were both unhappy that they didn't have to wear the hats. There's your common ground. They can that's where they can find common ground.
Right in the hat.
They love hats.
Professor Oak, this is fire. Oh, hold on. What he said? I want shoulder treatment, all on Bierski's shoulders. Oak, I'll get you as high as I can. You tower over Greeny. We can do your next Slab podcast. Just me on you on the shoulders. Oh, that would be great. Fire. You coming to Chicago, Oak? Yeah, man. Oak, I see how we got Boondock Games in here. What's up, Boondock Games? Nice seeing you in here. Thanks for showing up.
Good to see you, Boondock. Got to make another video. You started a little channel. No, I shouldn't say that. That's that little channel. You started an awesome channel, and you need to make some more videos.
Yeah, please make more content. Everyone needs to make. I know Oak really pushes people making content. Definitely love to see more content in the space, for sure. Especially content like this.
Yeah,
I think exactly. his spicy comment today on his Slab podcast video was podcast style videos are like the best Pokemon videos, and I tend to agree. I like the chat. I like seeing the differing opinions between two people on some things. It's a nice back and forth. That's what I like. Like I said, I was on the last live. I was talking about wanting to do a little bit more with just like have multiple people in a live and everyone talk and like have a topic that we're going to talk about that night and have everyone talk about that topic. That's something I definitely want to push forward to. With this,
why do you think that is the like the best? I agree. That's the kind of the stuff that I tend to kind of gravitate towards is the long form, just discussions like what we've been talking about right now. We different Collecticon, Van Gogh Peak is different, just talking about different stuff. I don't know what it is about that. I find to enjoy a lot as well.
Yeah, I love it. It's definitely the stuff I kind of radiate towards now. I guess when I first got in, I was watching like some more ripped kind of videos and stuff, the obligatory like PokeRev, gotta watch him to see what's going on, because like his videos are really well produced. It's super nice seeing him. Like it's cool. Like I think he did the one video where he opened up a pack from every set that was ever released, and that's like a cool, like, so those are like great learning tools too. Like you go back, it's done for entertainment, but you're seeing every pack get opened, you're seeing the style cards that were coming out. Like that's very cool kind of stuff to me.
I think that's like the natural progression. Like I started on Leonhardt and just got into it that way. Clicked on a video, went down that, watched almost all of his videos just quickly, just like got engrossed, and I moved on to E4, SM Pratt, Dan. It's just kind of the natural progression for a lot of people.
What got you back into the hobby? What pulled you back in? When did you pull back in?
It was February 2021. So I've almost got my 3-year anniversary. I've stuck with it for just like consistently. Haven't even really taken a break since then. But what I remember is clicking on a Leonhardt YouTube video from like suggested videos, just like laying on my couch, just clicking through YouTube, and then it just sucked me in from that video.
That's awesome.
It just went deep fast.
Yep. It's easy to tumble down that rabbit hole once you find something that you like and you're starting to say, oh, people like enjoy this stuff again. Like, and it's definitely I wish I had gotten back like when Pokemon Go happened. I just wasn't there, I guess, in my life. I had a young child still. I was newly married. trying to move up in my job and whatnot. And that kind of Pokemon Go came out and it was awesome. Like I remember playing it with like walking around town with my daughter and playing Pokemon Go, but I just never really put two and two together to go back to really find my cards or pull them out of storage and go buy new cards. So yeah,
It's just there's something powerful about nostalgia and like the things that tie us to when we were 9, 10, 11, 12. I feel like those are like, for at least me, it was like that was kind of what I'm tied towards. And I think that's similar to other people who are nostalgic for things back when they're 9, 10, 11, 12. There's just something, it's hard to explain, just some like spark, or it's really hard to explain, but it's just like I can't tell you how I was so engrossed in these videos and just like watching every second that I could and just consuming every little bit of Pokemon information. And then I started looking on eBay, and then I started and that was when stuff was just come ripping off of Logan Paul and still kind of heating. It was coming down a touch from like the October, November highs, but still in February stuff was ripping. It was crazy time.
Yeah,
but nostalgia is a powerful drug.
Super powerful, definitely. So Professor Oak needs to be sold on going to Collecticon in Chicago. So I would definitely say go to a Collecticon. I don't know if Oak's been the one. I think he has, but I know he hasn't been the one in a little while. So Oak, get out to a Collecticon. I want to meet you, dude. You don't have to come to Jersey. If you go to Chicago, that's fantastic. Anyone here that's listening that hasn't gone to a Collecticon, definitely go to Collecticon. I know most of the people in here right now probably have been the one, but whoever's going to watch, like, please go to one. Like, it's just like Mertz said earlier in the video, like it changed his life. Like
it did.
It sounds so crazy to think like an event like that can change your life, like a Pokemon vending event where but it changed life. Like my life got changed. Like I have, my attitude about things has been like so much better since then. Like I just feel like that was like the jump start I needed in life to like really like it found like a little bit of, I don't want to say purpose, like their purpose is there. Like I have a family and a house, like a job that I aspire to be better at, but like a personal purpose, like a fun hobby purpose. I don't know how to say it without sounding like corny or cliche or anything like that. Like it, but it just gave me something that I didn't have or was missing.
I know exactly what you're talking about. It's like I feel, even if I'm like I talked earlier about, I'm spending just extra hours, spending time at night, like doing this stuff to stay ingrained in it. But like I can go from, all right, I log off my computer, I stop working at, like, let's just say I worked late that night. It's like 8:30 p.m. and I'm like in a miserable mood. Work was terrible. It was awful. And then I open up my laptop to start sourcing Pokemon cards, and I'm just like, I feel energized. I feel good. I'm happy to do it. And it's like a very similar thing to what I was doing in my office job on my computer, updating spreadsheets and sending messages and stuff like that. I'm doing a similar type of thing, but I feel invigorated, and it gives me a spark.
Yeah, it's for you.
And on that, I know we want to get through a lot of chat stuff. Chat is popping off. I see Terry Lake hopped in and things are going
right
off
on,
in the chat
Terry.
Here, but I did want to ask you, do you ever see yourself wanting to go full time? Is that something that you could? Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah, I'll answer that very quickly.
Immediately. Yes.
Immediately. I would love to do that. I'm in the construction industry. I do enjoy it. It's fun, manual labor. It's definitely different than office work and whatnot, but I would do this. I would definitely go full time over that 100%, just for reasons of, wear and tear on body, like all the stuff that, like, it's not monetary. It wouldn't be for monetary reasons, because I make a decent amount doing what I do. Being in an ironworkers union is pretty, it's not the easiest thing to get into. And it's not easy work. It's definitely hard on your body. But being able to do that, being able to be, home and being able to take care of things and being able to, not be in a dangerous situation all the time at work, because my work is also very dangerous. It's, people die doing what I do at work. Like every year, there's iron workers that fall off buildings or get crushed by stuff. It's, pretty brutal stuff, and it does happen. And you need to have your head on a swivel all the time. And while it's good to be like that and have that in your life, and have that kind of level of awareness and stuff, it does become draining. It does take a lot out of you. You need to, again, you can't not be on your A game doing what I'm doing at work. People can get injured and hurt severely pretty quickly. So from like that standpoint, going full time would be awesome. Plus this hobby has given me so much now, like outside of like work related stuff. Like I love doing this stuff. Like it makes me happy to sit down and source cards. It makes me happy to list singles on the internet, on eBay. It makes me happy to talk to you guys. Like everything, this podcast is one of the coolest things I've ever done in my life. Like I love doing this. Like I'm so excited every week to do this. Like if I could incorporate all this stuff into, a lifestyle, where I can get paid as well and continue on with life the way we are, then yeah, absolutely. I would love to do full time.
Yeah. It's something I've been.
Yeah. How about you?
It's been entering my mind more recently, and it's not because of money. It's if I know if to optimize my money, it is to continue doing what I'm doing. I have a good job. It with good benefits, health insurance, 401k match, all the stuff. The way to optimize my
Did you
money
say
is to do
401k?
for
Dan, did you hear this?
401k match. Dan, I'm don't worry, Dan, I'm contributing the full percent to
Hell
get the
yeah.
3% match. So don't worry, Dan, I'm maxing out that company match. But um, to optimize the money is to do both. It's to do both, and if I were to make a switch, it wouldn't be for that. It would be, I think, something that I've been thinking a lot about is kind of Dan's experience when he's talked about, and he said some similar stuff. Like he knows if he were to optimize his money, he would have stayed a chemical engineer, worked 90 to 100 hours a week, working 50 hours as a chemical engineer, come home, work 30 hours at night doing cards, which is kind of what I'm doing right now. But he has talked about how he is want to optimize for happiness and fulfillment and time with his family, and it's really been entering my mind more. If I can figure out a way to do what I love, and I feel energized to sell, to buy, to talk, to engage with the community, and make a not just a livable, like to make a comfortable living. It's something that is intriguing to and it's something that has not entered my mind until with the last like 4 to 6 months where I've been just extraordinarily busy at work, just very mentally draining, very intense work, late nights, a lot like to in order to be able to do this live, to get caught up in work, I had to work two 12-hour shifts the last couple days just to kind of.
No, Mertz, you didn't say that to me. Oh, buddy.
But see,
Oh,
that's how
thank you for being here.
that's how important it is for me, and how much I want to do this, in to do that. So, it's I'm so busy at work. It's entered my mind more, thinking about like work-life balance, happiness, optimizing my. I've got a kid coming soon. Like, if I were to do this full time, I could make my own hours. I could watch my son more when it's needed. So, and anyways, I'm not like saying I'm doing this full time, like not like I'm not. It's if it were to be a thing, it would be a slower transition,
Yeah.
to make sure I do it right, to have the proper amount of savings, make sure I feel confident enough in the market. But like, it's before I've been having this tough time at work and really working, like just booking these just insane hours and just lots of stress. It's entered my thoughts as a potential possibility in the next couple of years.
Yeah, it really started taking hold for me recently. Like you said, past couple months, I would say October I started thinking about it. November it's been like creeping more. Obviously and like you said, slow burn. It would be a very slow burn. I'm nowhere near where I need to be for it to be a viable option for me to be full time. Like,
right.
But the good thing about what I do for a living is I could work 6 months out of the year and then take 6 months off, really, if I wanted to. It's kind of like what old school Pokemon. He was in a union, or is still in a union. I think it was with the ships. He was working on the ships. So like you work for a certain amount of time. So like for us, if we do a job and the job finishes, I get laid off. So I'm off for that amount of time till I get a new job from my hiring hall. But if I get laid off a job and I decide I'm going to take months off at a time, it's not like I have to go interview for a new job or anything. They just know who I am. I get my name put on a list and I get sent out to work somewhere for another company. So I could also, and this is what my wife and I have talked about, kind of like a hybrid, like full-time, but like supplemented with working, a couple months here, a couple months there, just to like even everything out, make sure I keep insurance. Cause like her insurance compared to my insurance is just, it's night and day. So it would be kind of like that balancing act for a while, I think, is how it would go before it became like actual full-time.
Right. Yeah. And this isn't like an immediate, like even like 6 month thing. Like this is kind of a 2 to 3 year type plan. And unless something like drastically changes and the things that I buy just like skyrocket. And I don't think we're going to have another situation like that ever again, where like we're in 2016 buying up inventory and then it skyrockets in a black swan event to where I can just really make it work like that.
10x everything.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Stuff.
Yes, but like it's become kind of like a possible goal in 2 to 3 years. So like that's part of the reason why I've kind of really kind of ramped it up over the last like month or two. I've just been like, you know what, like if I'm, want to make this a reality someday, I got to kind of keep the foot on the gas a little bit and continue sourcing, continue buying, continue selling, continue building my eBay store and getting that experience and the feedback and keeping my name out here, try to make a live and keeping involved in the community. Like if I want it to become a reality, which it would be awesome someday if that's possible. Got to keep staying engaged.
And keep grindstone going, baby. That's how you got to do it.
We're way behind in chat.
I love being way behind the chat, though. That's awesome. I feel like a bigwig right now. Got to catch up for a half hour of chat. Let's see. I'm actually trying to make Chicago work, but only for extra clout. Love it. That's what I love hearing, Chef. Professor Oak giving Boondock some love. I'm here, and Mason is coming, Oak. Oh, so we got Mason going to Chicago. So that's all he needs to lure you in. Oak, I will also give you don't even have to win it. I will give you a free shoulder ride if you go to Chicago. I'll carry you around for quite a bit. You got Hey Boondock, LMAO, Randy Jackson treatment. Yeah, absolutely. Brad G coming with the Randy Jackson. Chef, we need to talk OnlyFans. Oh man, just funny. Food, just drizzling food on or liquids on foods.
Mayonnaise, yeah.
Mayonnaise on pizza. Ooh. Hey Walrus, I'll be making it down to Chicago CIC. Any clue what convention center it'll be at? Mertz
Donald
knows.
E. Stevens or Stevenson. I'm looking it up right now. Steven or Stevenson, but it's a Donald E. Stevens Convention Center in Rosemont. It's a monster building.
You said the National was there, correct?
Yeah, that was a good time.
Let's see. We're going to do a booze cruise. Yeah, there is talks of a booze cruise. Very excited about that. I think he said open bar too. So fantastic. Probably pay a certain amount. Booze cruise it up. I'll go by Peter Pan's. It's in Rosemont. Poop emoji on my shirt. Thanks, Greenie. Yeah, Brad, you walked in like a stud, man. Sat down, didn't care. It was the funniest thing. They're like, sirs, you need to remove your hats. And then just like go sat down. And then they shut the doors on us. But we had great wait staff. And we spent a ton of money that night. Ton of money. So
it was Weedle's birthday.
Yeah, it was Weedle's birthday. And actually, so I don't know. We sang happy birthday to him when we got him the cake. I don't know if someone knew it was his birthday because it came from our table, or if someone did it as a joke and it just happened to be his birthday.
Yes, I think the latter. Because I know I wasn't at the Collecticon where they did it at some restaurant. I know that they did like a fake birthday to somebody.
And he was like, "How did you know it was my birthday?"
Yeah, I think that they were doing it again, and it was actually his birthday, which is pretty hilarious.
Yeah, that's awesome. We got the green shiz in here. What's up, Greeny? You're just a little bit late, but that's okay.
To exit, catch up.
Couple legends here. Thanks, buddy. I really do appreciate that coming from you. That's huge.
I met Greeny a couple times now. His wife is awesome too.
Oh
she's,
yeah,
she's
dude.
funny.
They're a power couple for sure. She was great people. I met her at the public house when we went out Friday night.
Yep.
And then Greeny was there too. Like I said, he was taking pictures of my phone. It's hysterical stuff. Let's see. Terry Lake. Hey all. Better late than later. Yeah, man. What's going on, Terry? I hope everything's going well.
You know, I sorry to cut you off there, but
No,
just about Terry Lake. When he went on Pokemon Wonders, did you get a chance to watch that?
So I'm working through Pokemon Wonders backlog right now. I'm late to the Pokemon Wonder space, but I've been listening to his stuff in between the videos that I've been watching that are released daily. Yeah. So
shout out Pokemon Wonder channel. If anybody's in this chat needs like a backlog of Pokemon content to watch, go check it. Really, really good interviewer. But specifically on Terry Lake, I was like almost had Terry became like a meme in the discords. It was just like, oh, Terry, I almost had like secondhand embarrassment. I was like, are we just gonna roast him? Like, is he just gonna like get made fun of or something? Like but when I watched the video, it was like I was actually super impressed with Terry Lake. He has like a ton of knowledge on finances, taxes. He's got knowledge on how he's got a lot of experience in, I think, different collectibles. I can't remember if it was like sports cards or coins, like back in the days. He's a little bit older, like back in the 80s. But I was on, like, no joke, no like, super impressed with him. And he came off as like a smart, articulate guy, and I just was like blown away. So really good interview.
I saw a short, one of the shorts that Pokemon Wonder put out. I think it was like dealing with tragedy, and it was with it was Terry Lake, and it was when him joining the Marines, and he said it was like one of the best things he ever did in his life. I'm gonna watch it tomorrow now. So so that's gonna go to the top of the list. Like Terry's been very supportive. He's always in here saying hi. He's good. And stuff. And he's smart. He knows what he's doing.
He knows what he's doing. I thought he was just going to be like a meme, like dudes like just making, selling those like Halloween trick or trade Gengars for like 25 cents. I'm like, dude, this guy's really going to come on a podcast. And it was just like, don't judge a book by a cover, because he knows what he's doing. So I was really impressed. Great job, Terry.
Terry's
love to have
you
in the community.
Definitely about the hustle. I think he's making a couple collecticons this year too. He said he's going to try and get out to some. So it'll be really good seeing that happen. Professor Oak, Booze Cruise. I just went from Diglett to Wiglet. Oh my god!
Yeah, I saw that like 20 minutes ago.
Oh my god! Did you use Harden, Professor Oak? did that just happen?
Diglett,
periscoping through your leather pants. Like, what just happened?
By the way, Oak, I just remembered I got the Secret Santa gift. I apologize that I haven't posted in the channel. Post on Instagram, let you know that I received it. I will be making a post or a video about it. Thanking you. Thank you very much. I've been, like I just mentioned earlier, super, super busy at work, and I haven't even had time to come up to breathe. So just want to let you know, received, and I very much appreciate it.
I'm also going to shout out your average player right now. Your average player sent me the Secret Santa gift. Now, this is the Professor Oak Discord Secret Santa. I am a degenerate, though, and I can't let a package sit without ripping it open. So I ripped it open, and my dude sent me a plethora of awesome cards and a really cool pseudo wudo Japanese from the Wind from the Sea set. It's the Aquapolis set in English. Very awesome. I think this is going to be the first. Oh yeah, you got the Slab podcast. That's awesome. So your average player, I'm going to go for a master Aquapolis set. So I'm pretty happy about that. Eventually, that'll be that's my target goal for a collection, just like Binder, to have one of those, maybe in 9s later on in life. But I know some of the cards in that set are pretty expensive. So
your average player, another dude that I'm super impressed with, he's like 19, and he's like
stud.
Dude, he's killing it. He's full-time Pokemon working for Poke Chloe. He
Chloe,
came
yeah.
on Poke Flips. He's always just been like a nice, smart, articulate person in Discord. Just like that dude's killing it. Like I was a shithead at 19, like an absolute loser idiot.
Terrible.
And like he's got like my dream job, and I'm like 32, and he's like, so he's killing it.
So he sent me a whole bunch of these E-Series cards. I talked to him afterwards. He said, I heard that you like the E-Series, so he sent a whole bunch. And then he sent me, Pokemon 10th Pikachu. Awesome. He really hit me up. He sent me like 8 cards. He sent me this guy, Pokemon Day. Like some of these are just really cool. Like I really love this art. Yeah, with the
like I'm not familiar with a couple.
And I'm not familiar with them at all. So like it's just very cool seeing these and seeing what he sent me. And I really do appreciate it. Like this has been a very cool gift. These will be in my personal collection forever. I'm going to nestle them right next to my Oak Nagaba 1 of 1. Really, most of my PC is gifts right now. Very lucky to have such a cool group of people. Oak, thank you again for hosting another Secret Santa. And big shout out to Greenie for accepting all of the packages and making sure everything was good, repackaging and resetting them out. Especially the big, huge, heavy packages that he wasn't expecting to get. Thank you so much, guys. It is definitely very appreciated.
Yeah, really appreciate you guys.
Chef 954. There's talks of Charlotte Grill buyout to close it just. There's talks of a Charlotte Grill buyout to close it just for us, but we'll see. Wow. Well, I'm not going to be in Charlotte, and that bums me out a little bit, but I'm super happy for everyone that's going to be there. Good for you guys. That's awesome. If that happens, good for you.
Does Chef work at the Charlotte Capitol Grill? Like actual?
I don't think that's the one he works at.
Oh,
I don't think so. May have.
I don't want to blow him up. I don't want to dox him either.
Yeah. Terry the Goat. Brad G Cards loves himself some Terry. Mr. Walrus found out this week they have hot tubs too in the boat. Hold on. So you sent me, Walrus, a video of people in hot tub boats on the river in Chicago. Are you telling me that there's also hot tubs on these booze cruise boats? Because if that's the case, I'll be there Monday night. Terry Lake, I don't know about that, Brad. Hey, Terry, you're a goat to all of us, bud. You just keep doing what you're doing. If I come to Chicago, we're getting a hot tub boat, Walrus. You just got to make room for me, Chef. And I'll be wearing my Speedo. So you just let me know. Boondock Games has started filming a video today, actually, where it's funny you say that. Yay, good job, Boondock. That's awesome, man.
Nice. I will be watching.
I will be watching, too. That makes us very happy. Keep making the content, people. I love seeing it. Walrus, you better come, Chef. Brad G Cards. I did a Bruise Cruise with Gem Mint and Nick years ago. Open bar on a little boat, and it was bad. Dumped full of drink on Nick. I was so sloshed. That's awesome, Brad. Dropping shit on Nick. We got Fresh Tats in here. What's up, Fresh Tats? Leon's depression blanket got me back into the hobby. Mertz got sucked by Leonhardt. Then he went deep. Nice. And Greenie. Definitely not a PC channel, everyone. Trying to, Walrus. Good stuff, Chef. Definitely want to see you. I know you're thinking about coming out to the Jersey one as well. If you can, be here, bud. We're here. Like I said, you have a place to stay at my humble abode. I got back in the hobby when PK was telling people to go fuck themselves if they didn't like him. When he was going pew 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 pew. It was the funniest shit. What a way to end the video. Same, Walrus. Bierski, would you ever host a live game night? Yes, I would. If I would host a live game night, I think that would be definitely a fun thing to do, especially with this group of people. I would love to do that. So maybe that's something we talk about doing in Charlotte. One of the nights we can get, I don't know, someone has an Airbnb or someone's place or whatever, and we just, I'll host the game night. That would be freaking fantastic. I'll host the game night on YouTube if we can get everyone in and we're playing something. That might be something we can do. Definitely DM me, Oak. Someone needs to do a game night. I'm in, Oak. I don't have to wear pants, and you don't mind seeing my hand move slightly. Muscuzi. Fire. Terry Lake. Let's get a poker night going. That would be fantastic. Stogies and poker. Chef 594. Pokemon is my escape. Yes, Chef.
Agreed.
100% the escape that I think everyone needs. Like I said, it's nice finding your little spot in the world outside of everything else that you do, outside of, your circle that you're in on a daily. It's nice having like your own little thing, and it's nice being able to share your own little thing with so many other people.
I'd be interested to hear from people who are full-time, like, have they lost a little bit of that spark that they have when they were kind of doing it on the side? Like, I'm sure, as with anything, like, you love, like, I'm sure, professional basketball players who love basketball, it probably becomes a grind when they're like in their third city in a week and at 2 a.m. going to a hotel on a bus and they're like super exhausted. It probably sucks, but like, I'd be interested to hear. It'd be an interesting perspective to see like Dan or somebody who's full-time talk about, if they still have that joy, that spark, or if it's kind of become a grind to them.
Yeah, just like a work grind instead of like a hobby grind for them is kind of what you're getting at. I mean, yeah. I hope that's not the case for them, because I think most of them went into it because it was fun. So I hope that the job monetary side of everything doesn't creep too hard into something like this. I mean, I know it's there. That's why a lot of us are here flipping, making cash. But I mean, you don't want to flip and make cash with something that's not bringing you joy on the side too. You don't want to see me on the poker tables. Heard Poker, who plays spades. Brad G. I don't play spades.
Euchre.
Don't think this isn't dangerous too, Bierski. I had an ETB fall on my head the other day. Listen, those things hurt, especially if you get a corner. That's no joke. That could take a little chunk out of you. Definitely. So fired. I'd love to see you both crush the content more and more. Absolutely, Oak. I'm here for the long run, man. I enjoy this. I have fun, like having Mertz here tonight. Like, Mertz worked 2 12s to be here tonight. That's commitment. No one wants to work 12-hour days. That sucks, especially when you're not having a great time doing it. So
not the best.
Yeah. Now he's filling himself up with the good stuff. Re-energizing. I love it. Yo, Skater Nesto, what's up, buddy? How you doing, friend?
I love Ernesto. I met him in Denver for the first time, and he's just like that people connector. He's like going from one room to the next. He's talking to somebody about something. He's back in the next room. He's just like one of those people who's like the ultimate like connector of people. I really enjoyed being around him.
Hype man too. Guy's a hype man.
Yeah. But also, I've kind of noticed that you've been getting into the lives a little bit more. Maybe that's just like a little splurge. I saw you on PK. Who were you on the other day that I watched? You were on another. You jumped in. God, I can't remember who you jumped in with the other day, but I enjoyed that conversation. Really,
with me. He did a live with me.
That was it.
Yeah.
I can't even remember the own podcast I'm on. I definitely watched it. The last few days have been a blur, but he's got some really smart takes.
Dude, he's a heady guy for the hobby. He definitely thinks about some things differently than others.
He tries to meme and troll all the time, but he knows what he's talking about. Like, he's a smart dude. Yeah,
definitely very smart. 401k Dan just creamed his pants. There you go, Mertz. Getting the match. What's good, Nesto? These dudes polar opposite on the facial haircut spectrum. Yeah, hey, listen.
I got the shine. The shine is really not doing me a great justice right now.
It's okay. Listen, it's got to happen. I'm growing this hair for as long as it'll grow. As I want it down to my ass is my new goal, and then I'm going to donate it all. I've donated before in my life, hair for like a couple of the organizations. I've done it twice, but I definitely want to get it nice and long. I want to do some fun stuff with it. A couple braids. I don't know. We're going to see what happens. What's goody? Terry, like, disappointed the walrus ditched my surname. Oh, Daddy Lake. Walrus couldn't handle being a lake. It was too much for him. The shoes were too big to fill, my man. Just here to hear Mertz take on the hobby. All right. Well, since we said that, Mertz, how do you feel about it? Strong or losing steam?
I feel great about it. I think that I think back when everything was booming, 2020, 2021, just continued different segments of the hobby just continuing to boom and bust like as it does. But like overall demand was super strong. You know, there was a ton of liquidity in the market, just in Pokemon, but in just the markets in general. I thought the pullback, I knew everybody knew there was going to be a pullback, but I thought it would be deeper than what it was. And I'm very pleasantly surprised with just the steady amount of demand and liquidity that remains in what could be considered a bear market. I'm just very, very pleasantly surprised. I think some of the other IPs that aren't Pokemon are struggling to that effect, and Pokemon continues just to. I wasn't gonna say the M word, but it just continues to chug along. I think like for example, like I know Retrospects was dabbling a lot in Yu-Gi-Oh. I think DBZ, stuff like that, other different TCGs and CCGs, and I think he's recently talked about on a couple different platforms about how he's kind of moving into Pokemon and making that the sole focus and the sole goal, because the liquidity and the demand can't be matched. I know that Nesto, I think on your show or PK's or both, was talking about kind of putting more into Pokemon, and I just think that I don't know. I've been pleasantly surprised, impressed about the momentum that has continued. Japanese went crazy in May and June. It's obviously come down, but like things are just like moving along. Like stuff is getting sucked up. Like I've had a little bit of a slow week recently, but it's the holidays, and it's just I don't know. What are your overall market thoughts like on kind of what I just talked about?
I feel good about it. Singles are moving. Graded cards are moving. Like you said, like there was pullback, but it wasn't crazy. I think Pokemon Wonder just put out a really interesting shorter video. I think it was like 16 minutes long, maybe a little bit longer, and it was about numbers from Terra Peak and other similar things, showing that like the interest for Pokemon is as high as it's been. And you're talking like single digit percentage swings on some things where it was, you know, less percent here or a higher percent here, but it seems like the hobby is it's definitely not doing this, and it's definitely not going crazy. I think we're kind of more like an even keel here, and we're gonna see crazy ups and downs for certain sets. You know, Team Up had its thing, the waifu craze had its thing. I think stuff like that, flash in a panty, is definitely temporary. Like that's for everything that comes out like that is going to be temporary. But I mean, and I'm not like a expert on any of this at all. Like I'm here just as a guy talking about Pokemon, but I feel good about it. Like I'm in this hobby. I feel strongly enough to put thousands of dollars into it. That could be going to other places that I'm pretty sure that I'm not going to end up in the red. So that's kind of how I feel about it. I feel like that's where we are. There's going to be ups and downs. You're going to get one-off cards like Van Gogh Pikachu's that are going to put a microscope on the hobby too. Like everyone's gonna be like, oh crap, like here we go again. Like there's another, this is next hottest thing. People were losing their minds over Van Gogh stuff for a little bit of time, but it was so funny because that was only for a small amount of time. You don't hear Van Gogh talked about very much anymore. Like it happened, it came, it went. You know, Pokemon Classic was right before that. The Pokemon Trading Card Game Classic. It was that, and then the Van Gogh, and then Pokemon Trading Card Classic just got forgotten about until it released. So it's very like, what have you done for me lately? I feel like right now in the hobby, it's like whatever the next big thing is. You know, Dan says that modern's better. Push modern. It's always just like people are buying modern stuff. It's crazy. It's just, and it just keeps going. And it's fun. It's fun, like seeing where certain products are going, how certain things are panning out. So I feel good about everything.
I agree. I think they're doing a great job. I think that like I watched Rudy's recent video. I don't know if it's his most recent or yesterday, where he was talking about some of the other franchises that are having issues with overprinting Magic, Flesh and Blood, MetaZoo, and just not printing, kind of printing it, the supply over the demand. And I think that Pokemon has proven a long track record of being able to manage these types of releases. And there's a shit ton of product out there, 9.1, 9.8 billion, whatever it is, but they seem to have a good pulse on the pace of releases, the variety of releases. The Van Gogh Pikachu, awesome idea, knock it out of the park, 10 out of 10 release, great. They're reprinting base set, they know what the moneymaker is. They're continuing to do that. They are coming out with what I think is a pretty decent block so far. Scarlet and Violet's got some really cool cards and really cool set. They are, I don't know, I have a lot of trust in them and they've earned the trust to do this. So we'll see what happens in the future. Who knows what's going to happen? In 3-5 years, I have no idea, no crystal ball, but I have a lot of faith in them to manage this.
Yeah, I mean, they're managing it. They're not printing what they're printing because people aren't buying it. You know what I mean? Like, I think I'm pretty sure Pokemon Wonder said like a fifth of the cards that were ever produced were produced over the past 2-year span or something like that. It's just wild to think like 20 years or 25 years, whatever it was, and then like boom, here you go. Like in this small amount of block, there's this many cards that have been printed. So they're printing for a reason and people are buying it. And it may not be, I mean, you get Scarlet and Violet boxes for $75 now. Like, it's scary to some, but it's good in a way because the product's there and it's available and people can buy it. People can do what they want, interact with it how they want, whether it's opening the flip it, opening the grade or investing. It's just, and prices hopefully will go up, but
that's normal. That's normal.
Like that.
And
it wasn't like,
it's not supposed to be released at distributor for, $78 or 82 or whatever, and then you're immediately able to flip it for 130 or 104. That's not normal.
Yeah, double your money. It's not normal.
That's not what what's happening right now, where stuff is holding, in the 90s or whatever it is. I know you said 75. You can find different deals and stuff, but like I think most things are holding at 85 to 100 or whatever. That's, in my opinion, pretty strong. And it's what is normal. So feel great about the hobby. We'll see what happens in the next 3 to 5 years, but I'm feeling awesome.
Yeah, feeling pretty good. You never recognized me, Terry. I had to move on. Your son would. Mr. Ball is true 5% available high. Skating at hello. Dan's loving the 401k match to the moon.
6%, 3% matched. Easy.
Oh, that's hot. Terry Lake, going to bed for the evening. Good night, all, and I'll pick up the rest of this tomorrow. Thanks again, Terry. Shout out to you. Hope you have a good night tonight, bud. Sleep well. Professor Oak loves you. Brad loves you too. He didn't say it, but he means it. At Oak, chill. Green shiz. Bye, Pops. You guys are cracking me up. Greenie's jealous. Yeah. He's getting eyes from Terry Leak, and Greenie's all over there. Like, what's going on? He says no. A lot of love in the Hobbs. Yeah, man. Seattle Nesso. Tons of love in the hobby. Professor Oak, all in the love. I'm feeling it too. The love's great here. All out on shoulder rides. Yeah, man. Listen. The gods didn't give me this huge body for no reason. I can give some shoulder rides. It's the boat called Friendship. Collecticons are always on my birthday. Chef digging some Pokemon Wonder. Yeah, his stuff's good. So really what I've done is I've watched Pokemon Wonder with people that I've known so far. So I watched like the the Dan episode, the Nick episode, a couple of the other episodes. I just had to get through some of the creators and content creators that I don't know as well. The Terry interview is legendary and iconic at this point. I love it. top 5 video of all time. Terry, you're getting all the love, man.
It's a great video. Really was.
Oak, I enjoyed it a lot. I also enjoyed yours a lot, Oak. That was a very interesting episode.
Very good.
It was nice hearing about what makes Professor Oak tick. I really, really, really loved. It doesn't matter if the glass half full or if the glass half empty. Just take a sip. Something about that resonated with me. I definitely want to start applying that to my life a little bit more. So thank you for putting that one out there, Oak. That's an all-time great quote, and it's gonna be like, I'll write that and then Professor Oak and then underneath it Bierski. So it's one of those. Like, that's how I'll do that. Oak couldn't switch it off. Yo, lucky Terry isn't making content. When he's done, it's all over PokeTubers. Yours was awesome too, Oak. Yep, see, Chef. Mine is staring at me. You want to rip it? Man, we are far back
behind.
Oh, wow. All right, we gotta rip through some of this chat. It's already an hour 46 minutes here. I haven't got my Secret Santa yet, but that guy lives in Antarctica, got his, so that's good. Greenie ignoring my DM, shake my head. Greenie the new villain over Dan. We'll find out. Oak, you're all too sweet. No, you're the shit, Oak. Thank you so much. Haven't seen that. Karen G cards, chill your card shipped on 12/11 to your destination.
Karen G cards.
That's good, man. Let's fucking go. I was 250. Yeah, that's right, Spat. Dude, thank you for getting Mertz over the 250 hump. That's awesome. Old school RuneScape raids game night. Let's go. So I have been attacking some old school RuneScape recently. I don't know if you've ever played Mertz.
I see. That's the one thing, like in the Discord and the Pokenomics Discord, like the whole gaming channel is old school RuneScape. No idea. Zero reference on that stuff.
So I just started a new character. I haven't played the old school one in years. I had like RuneScape back in the day, like high school and stuff. So I'm slowly but surely getting my way through. I got I think I'm 19 combat level right now, like 125 level altogether. So slowly but surely making my way. I can come in and raid with you guys. You just have to protect the hell out of me. So I'll just get murked. Question for Mertz. What are you going to name your firstborn, and why is it Diglett?
So I actually love Diglett. By the way, I've got like a page in a Diglett binder. But the firstborn is gonna. I have an Italian wife, wonderful, a very very Italian American wife, and he's gonna have a Italian first name. Be surprised though.
I love it. Brad G cards. Damn, when no one else signs up for a section, just remember me. 14 minus 10 equals 4. And some of these dudes want multiple tables. The math ain't matching. I got you Dippin' Dots. Don't forget. Brad's shaking Dan down right now. Dan lost his smart when he got snipped. Oh, wow. Listen. We don't want to talk about that in here. Talk about a bad experience. I would not want to do that full time. If you haven't done it yet, just make sure they put you into the twilight, because there's nothing worse than laying there spread eagled with nurses and a doctor staring at you, tugging on stuff. It's horrifying.
Jesus, you really painted a picture there.
Well, hey, it's I lived through it, but it wasn't great. 2020 killed my spark when the numbers got too big. Full time didn't do it. Oh, okay, so there's an answer for you. Yeah, and I think he's alluded to that a couple times in some of his videos. The value of stuff just being too much over what he thought it was. Actually, I recently had a conversation with one of my friends from South Jersey who has a pretty big baseball collection, and he has some pretty cool pieces that have just exploded. And he said the price is something to me, and I was like, well, do you value it at that price? Like, is it worth sitting in your house at that price, or is it worth moving it and getting into more stuff? And he sat there and he thought for a second. He goes, I might be selling some things. So like, I think like sometimes like it was a baseball bat, $5,000 baseball bat. He got it for $500. The price has risen substantially. Like signed baseball game used bat. It's like $4,000 to $5,000 now. You know, it's like, dude, like you can have the bat, or you can have $5,000. You can put it into other stuff. Like he's got old baseball cards, some crazy stuff, like some really crazy stuff. So,
Yeah, that's a tough one for me. I know that I've got it'd be hard for me. Like for the most expensive thing in my personal collection that I am not planning on selling, my Komiya collection, is probably, I don't know, between like $1,000 and $1,200 in
the
worth.
postcard.
Yeah. So that's probably like, I don't know, maybe if I put it up on auction, it could, go for $600, five. Who knows? But like, buy it now, right buyer, it's probably worth $1,000, and that's kind of like my max feeling in terms of something like it'd be tough for me to imagine just at the current place in my life, my current finances, my son coming. It'd be just tough for me to stomach having like a 10 G's just sitting in a car that I don't plan on selling or flipping like one day, like just keeping forever.
Or looking at that often. You know what I mean? Like it's a lot of dough. That's
to Green Shiz. I know you're a big PC guy. You got a monster PC. I don't know if I could stomach having like a PC that value, like currently at my current. Everybody's spot is different, but like maybe I'm just like an evil flipper who is not a PC guy.
Spark gone, joy gone. Oh, that's upsetting, Ness, though. I know the joy's not gone for you, though. You bring a lot of energy to the hobby, my man. I won't forget the dots, Brad. Chef playing spades and dominoes. Oh, DeVito, baby. DeVito. Let's see.
Euchre.
Yeah.
Great game. It's like spades.
So, the Green Shiz's wife was talking to me about Euchre.
Euchre.
Euchre. When we were at the public house, and we were gonna play the next night, but I was just, I mean, like you said, you saw me in some rough shape, so I left that convention center and went and laid down in bed. And my wife called me. She's like, "So what are you doing tonight?" I was like, "I'm laying in this bed. I'm gonna go to sleep because I feel like shit and I'm gonna die." Like,
was public house after Saturday after you already felt like shit, or was that why you felt like shit?
That was what. So Thursday night we went out with a couple guys. We went to that speakeasy, and then we went out to I think it was Connolly's. It was like another bar. We went out for a little bit, and then the next night, so the public house was Friday night. Friday night ruined me. I went way too hard. Like there was 20 some people, 30 some people in there. I was chatting with everyone. I was just being a social butterfly, but I drowned myself in IPAs, and I woke up the next morning and I don't know. There's some IPA hangovers are really, really bad. So yeah, I don't know. So yeah, she said, "Let's play some euchre." And I said, yes. And then I just never showed up because I was just not feeling great. Probably won't be at that Parsippany show this weekend, but I've got a table for the Pokemon show in Woodbridge, January 6th. Definitely got a link there at some point. So it's January 6th. Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, but I have a wedding that day. So we'll meet up sometime soon, dude, for sure. There's tons of shows in Jersey all the time. We got Brad G's never getting snipped. I'll slap them scissors out of the doctor's hand. I can't tell you what happens because this is not the place to do it. But it is not. It's not just scissors, bud. There's a lot going on. There's snipping and burning and singeing and smells and smoke and just a lot of it. So you don't want any of it. I'm telling you, Twilight. Be asleep for it. Wake up, put a bag of peas on your balls, and go on with your day.
Dan said snipping was plus EV.
Oh yeah, it's plus EV
somebody screenshot that.
I'm dying to get snipped. Y'all crazy. Yeah, just wait till you're laying there. You got it, Nesto. All right. Peak. What's up, Peak? Sorry I'm late, Jen. Stopping in and commenting, liking for the algorithm. One of my favorite pods, one of the best guys to have a guest. Keep it up, Beer Seed. Peak. That means a lot coming from you, buddy. I appreciate it. Thank you for being here, and thank you for liking and commenting. I appreciate you. I really do. Thank you very much.
I love Peak Dat Chew. I think he's the first person in the hobby that I met in person. So that's
awesome.
Like period. Like yeah, in Denver, our flights were getting there around the same time, and we just happened to get messaging on Discord about it, and through that like Collecticon channel, and we met up at the airport and took an Uber back together. So we had a nice talk, and we actually have very similar backgrounds. Our wives have the same career, so we were bonding over that in the Uber.
Nice.
And then we pulled up, and Jake and Nick were standing outside the hotel and started talking to them. It was just like everything changed since then. So
That's
appreciate
awesome.
you meeting up with a rando at the airport peak, helping me out.
It works, man. That's freaking fantastic, and that's how the stories happen, man. That's just how it is.
Just like good guys, because like I would not do that. Like if I like it would just be tough for me to like what I was saying earlier about Swamis. Like I wouldn't have invited like a random person to my house. So really appreciate people doing nice things for me.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's awesome when people do a solid like that. And listen, meeting up with him got you to meet everyone else. I'm like, it's just like the little time. It's a snowball effect. Just start rolling the snowball, people. Just roll it, and it will get bigger and bigger and bigger. And then you start having conversations about going full time. It's crazy.
It's just crazy.
It's crazy how it goes. Brad G. Oh, I'm sorry. Nesta loves getting burned in Yugi dust.
Dusted.
Brad G. I'm telling you all, Dan waiting for Metazoo to officially die in hopes his promos rise in value. Can you not see? So I will say here, I would love just to have one of those promos, just for a PC item, to have it tucked away. I don't care if it costs 0 cents. It'd just be cool to have one of those. So hopefully when he starts dropping them, there's opportunities to grab them, because I know he's going to do it a couple different ways. Waiting for next minute is Dan Madison title. I'm sorry. Hello. Oh man. LOL. Josh. He already has the thumbnail too, dude. He ready. Yeah, he does have the sorry thumbnail.
we need something, Dan. Have you been making the Saturday Metazoo or whatever those were coming out? Haven't seen a Metazoo vid for a while.
It's because
good times and the bad, Dan. Come on.
They haven't been releasing any main sets. They keep pushing the what's it war?
I want a Hello Kitty update. Is that Magic or Metazoo? I don't even know.
That's Metazoo, and I think you can get booster boxes for like $64 now. They're just
I need a Hello Kitty video stat.
You can get Nightfall boxes. So when I got like really into the hobby October last year, I was looking at everything. And like Metazoo was new, and I was just like looking at it, never heard about it before. And Nightfall boxes were like $120 on TCG Player. And I was like, oh man, like these Nightfall boxes, like I didn't know what the hell was going on. I didn't buy them, but like I was like, it'd be cool to have like, it's a newer like TCG. It'd be cool to get in like now, like get a couple boxes, and they're down to $50 now. So like Metazoo is just kind of going on a downward trajectory. But you know, it could level out. They can get printing right. I know they printing was an issue with a couple sets. What was it? UFO and Wilderness. And then they cut it back with Seance. But then Seance boxes were mappable. So there's a lot of stuff. So I don't know. Growing pains of a new company. I know Basic Trainer has not been happy with it in the Discords. So we'll see where that's going. Green shiz, it's like when you guys were pumping FTX. Yeah. Yugi for the soul, not for the wallet.
When I got back in, just a quick Yu-Gi-Oh aside, like I back when I was a kid, I got out of Pokemon, sold all my Pokemon at a LGS back in whatever 2002 or 2003, and used the money to like go hard into Yu-Gi-Oh and like buy packs and stuff. And when I got back in the hobby in like February 21, I found my old collection. I had like some Yu-Gi-Oh stuff there, and I sold an unlimited Blue Eyes White Dragon near mint copy for like $300. I sold like a Buster Blade or Dark Magician stuff. I sold like all my Yu-Gi-Oh stuff for like $1,000. That was pretty crazy. Yeah,
and that's like nice little capital injection too.
Jinzo, yeah. I had a lot of good, decent stuff, but I sold it right into the hype. Like the stuff that I sold is worth 10% of what I sold it for. I sold it at the perfect time.
That's perfect. Hey, that's literally perfect. That's great. Oh, hold on. Dan said my promos will save Metazoo, Brad. We'll see. You're just hoarding them back there. I want to see a release. I know we saw a picture of them one time, but there was only one. So it's kind of like a ghost right now. It's actually like a cryptid. your card is a cryptid. We don't know. It doesn't exist. So looking forward to seeing him, Dan. Mr. Wood, the one-time Pokemon Wonder had literal rock on his podcast. Shit was weird. Yeah, he did an interview with Rock Sandy, right? That's awesome. How come no one has hoodies? No, Shiz has hoodies. Chef's loving it. Mason doesn't have hoodies. He's gonna let him know. Oh, Mason does.
Yeah, he does. I got a Cardinal hoodie in the closet right over there.
There you go. See?
Yep.
Literally first merch I ever bought from a PokeTuber. Lies, he does, but only size for Bierski or Dan. He's got the 2XL and 3XL hoodies only. Walrus, a lot of RuneScape talking to paywall. Easiest mute of my life.
Dan mutes the tracker chat. I mute the RuneScape chat.
I'm like a completionist. I read every freaking thing on these Discords. It's
like if it's got like a little notification, you got to read it.
Yeah, if it's up, I read it. But like sometimes you'll get on the Oak Discord and it'll be 200 to 400 deep, and those are skips. Because usually a lot of those are like 3 people having just a conversation on the general chat. Damn Italian wife, what a flexer.
She is pretty awesome.
Diglett Arena.
Diglett and Nardo.
Oh, you're my close. God, that's so great. Oh, I love it. Hell nah. If I get snipped, I'm going in hammered. Dude, you bleed out. You can't go in there hammered. Unless they give you Valium before you walk into. Flush it down the toilet because it's not doing anything to you. Because you know it's about to happen. All the Valium in the world's not going to calm you down for that. Yeah, you just got the heebie-jeebies.
It just gives me the heebies.
That's
the
it.
Heebie-jeebies. No more snipping.
Kid's name is Linguini. Likely ends in arrest.
Yep, I can concur.
Brad is going to be my DD. You don't want me as a DD. Peak likely ends in arrest as well. Who got VR into chat? MetaQuest gang, where you at? I've
never done the VR. Never done it. Have you done it?
I've played it once. So my brother-in-law was here for Christmas, not this year, but last year, and he got a MetaQuest. He just bought one for himself. And we're playing the game where it's like the beat sticks. You have like lightsabers in your hand. Dude, it was awesome. Like, very cool game. Like, I played a little bit of Resident Evil 4 too. It's a little weird because you feel like you want to walk and you're ducking and shit. Like some things aren't moving. It's definitely like got a long way to go, but the concept is really cool. And it could be like the future of gaming once they get it to be like what it should be.
People are just going to live in VR and like never come out into the real world. They're just going to like sit on the toilet.
Have you ever seen Ready Player One? That's what that whole movie's about.
Yep.
Yeah. Great movie.
That's a good movie. Good book.
The green shiz. There's one person that drives slower than Oak, and that's Karen G. Carnes.
I meant to say, I remember on the Slab podcast right here that Oak was talking about how he drives like at exactly the speed limit or under the speed limit. That's wild.
Yeah, an old
That's lady. A wild move.
But listen, you're driving in Florida, so everyone's driving really slow down there.
Florida drivers are terrible, but you gotta go like 5 over. What do you take forever to get it? That was wild.
In Jersey, it's
driving slower than the speed limit is crazier than eating mayonnaise on pizza.
Hot, spicy take. That's it. Chef's laughing. VR only good for the green and black, or for the orange and black. I think that's supposed to be something else there.
Yeah, I think we know what that is. You guys are get your wiglets, back in your
put your wiglet in your pants.
Yeah, put your wiglet.
Jesus,
in your pants. Jeez.
Mr. Wallace, Ernie, that VR is making you the new Squeaks minus the bankroll.
Where is Squeaks, by the way? I miss Squeaks content. I really like Squeaks.
Yeah, he's not he pops up in the Discord every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Talk hobby on the moon. Yeah, here we go. Snipping was plus EV.
Yeah, what a wild comment.
Of course, you consider it optimizing.
Yeah, Dan considers everything as optimizing. He's a bot, like he's a robot.
Bierski talking about snipping like they're turning into a cyborg. Resistance is futile, bro. It's the Borg. No joke. It's not a fun. I was trying to listen to Lord of the Rings books. I think like the Two Towers. And the doctor's like, what do you have in your ear? I was like, oh, I'm listening. He's like, well, I'd like to listen too. And I was like, I don't want you listening to this while you're doing stuff down there, man. Like, get your head in the game.
You were listening to the Lord of the Rings Two Towers while you got snipped?
I was trying to listen to something. I didn't want my head to be anywhere other than, or I wanted my head to be anywhere other than 3 feet down from my face. Like, I just didn't want it. Like, I didn't want any of that. No way I would want to be put under for that. I had to keep an eye on them. LOL.
A lot of snipping going on here. Jeez, you guys.
Yeah, Dad, we have skin and blood, not oil and metal. It's different for us. Is Dan the Tin Man from Wizard of Oz? Good perspective, Dan. Best rando I ever met. There you go, Mertz. Peak's killing it. Dan is for sure a bot. Robot face. Chef, that's a selfie. Chef sassy like Walrus. I love it. Coming to a Collecticon near you. $199.99. He's talking about Dan's promos. That's great. Oh, man, we're making it to the bottom of chat finally. MetaZoo vid should be this Saturday finally. That's awesome.
I'm sorry, cry tear.
New MetaZoo coming Nevery 33rd. Brad G, did anyone see Dan's acting skills in that Houston Collecticon video? I think we got the second coming of Nicolas Cage on our hands, folks. We were at a Christmas party this past weekend, and there was a Christmas ornament. It was Nicolas Cage. It was a pickle with Nicolas Cage face on it. Thought it was pretty good. Florida drivers have no rules. In Florida, you go 70 and 45. There's a lot of old drivers that don't go quick down there. Amen and zero signaling. This is true. Lord of the Ring books in that scenario. Yeah. Sauron was, I felt like Gollum in that one scene where they're torturing him. That's kind of what it felt like. It wasn't good. And I'm giving up the Baggins. Thank you, Mertz. Someone had to address that. Yep. And we got Pokey DNA in here. My New Year's resolution is to never hear someone talk about MetaZoo again. You might get your wish, man. Who knows? This stuff's falling apart. I don't know, Mertz. We're at the bottom of chat.
That's crazy.
We caught up.
The chat's been on fire tonight.
I love it. This is great. I think we had a high of 21 viewers. This has been the longest live so far, Mertz, at 2 hours and 7 minutes so far. This is fantastic.
Has it been two? See, time flies when like 2 hours and 7 minutes at work is like
torture.
Like a lot of sighs, a lot of just like, oh my God, like calls, talking to somebody who didn't send you an email in time. But doing like this because we love it, it flies by.
Fun, exactly. 2 hours flew by. I love it. Yeah, it flew by. Like 9 o'clock. Hour later than I normally start, I could talk for another 5 hours time. I just feel good. Like, it's great. Oh man, we got a little more chat. Bierski, Lord of the Rings, Snip Stories going straight to the kitchen tomorrow. Got to get these kitchens take on that 100%,
dude. Lord of the Rings Snip Story is wild.
What are you listening to? And I was like, Lord of the Rings. He's like, oh, we can listen to that. And I was like, no. You focus on earplugs in.
What's going on?
Closing my eyes. I was covering my eyes. I was a mess. I'm not very good at any of that.
You guys are freaking me out. I gotta get a wisdom tooth out over Christmas break. I'm sorry. Maybe I should listen to a podcast
or Lord of the Rings.
I'll listen to a Pokey podcast while I'm getting my tooth ripped out.
Wait. Any last thoughts on tonight, Mertz?
Any last thoughts on just the general overall market? I think we covered a lot of stuff here. I feel great about everything in general. Maybe I'll be full-time one day, but we'll see. I think that I just overall just really positive about everything. Like it's hard for me to imagine now that I've got this in my life, like it going away. Like I feel like if Pokemon went away from me, I would feel like there was a big hole. Now that it's hard to explain. I know you were talking about that earlier, but I really feel that way. So
yeah, absolutely.
It just is such a great thing. It's hard to explain to people who don't know or don't get it. But like at first when I was like doing this a lot, I was kind of keeping a little bit of a secret, not really telling anybody about it. Um, but now I've kind of started to let it go to all the family and friends, people at work, just like know that I'm the Pokemon guy. So like, I'll just get like gifts and stuff, and people talk it like it's not weird at all. So, well, it's weird, but I'm not making it weird. So, very very positive overall thoughts.
I love it, Mertz. Well, I just want to thank everyone for being here tonight, hanging out with Mertz and I. My man worked 24 hours and 2 days to be here. So big shout out to Mertz. Thank you for everyone who engaged in chat tonight. Please, like I said, there is a giveaway next video. Leave a comment down below so you can be entered into that when I do the comment picker. Again, it's a CGC Pristine 10 Pikachu SVP001 Chinese. So just a cool little card. Like it. Should be fun. But again, thank you all for being here, and I'll catch you soon. Be good, guys.
Night.